got Stephen M. Smith of Touchdown Alabama. This is our yearly jaunt as we get prepared for spring practice. We reel in Stephen. We say, hey, let's run down the roster position by position and break things down for everyone. Getting excited about Alabama spring practice, and for the first time since 2006 without Nick Saban. All right, let's move on to running backs. Of course, Jace McClellan has made his decision to go to the NFL draft. He will be showing his athleticism at the NFL Combine in Indianapolis. Roydell Williams has moved on to Florida State. Much different running back room in regards to experience, but I got to think that Justice Haynes is the guy that everybody's looking for.
He is the guy. I mean, it is his turn. It's his time. Tremendous talent. A former five-star in the 2023 class from, by the way, Buford High School. I mean, here's a young man that really, the latter part of the season, started to get some carries, and people were like, whoa, why didn't we see more of this early on? Especially in the matchup against Michigan, he was ripping up chunk yardage plays, and you have him, but he will be joined by Jam Miller, a guy that came in the 2022 class by the way of Tyler, Texas. And Jam Miller kind of reminds you of a Kenyon Drake, kind of a Josh Jacobs type guy. He's got the speed. He's got soft hands coming out the backfield. Of course, we saw that. He caught a wheel route pass from Jalen Milroe for a touchdown in the SEC championship matchup against Georgia. So we know what Jam Miller can provide. And then you have Richard Young, who came in the same class with Justice Haynes, a young man from Florida. And Richard Young, big speed, big power, big explosiveness capability. So you really like what Young can bring to the table. And then you have two freshmen in the likes of Kevin Riley from Tuscaloosa County High School, who flipped from Miami to Alabama in the recruiting circuit. And then you got Daniel Hill, a four-star guy at 6'2", 240 pounds, big, running back right there that can plow through some people. He's even got some soft hands coming out the backfield as well to catch the football. You got to feel like Kevin Riley and Daniel Hill will be asked to sit for at least a year and learn behind the three guys in front of them. So you've got Justice Haynes, you've got Jam Miller, and you got Richard Young heading up the backfield here.
Stephen, with your knowledge of what this roster has looked like for years and years and years, can you give us a comp on Miller and especially Haynes in regards to the running backs in the past that maybe they remind you of anybody in particular?
Well, right now, Justice Haynes has got a lot of Najee Harris. He's got a lot of Najee. Athleticism, the burst, the movement, can do some of everything in the way that Najee could. Now, he's got Najee's athleticism, but the core strength and toughness, there's a lot of Bo Scarborough there. When you look at Justice Haynes also, funny I mentioned Bo Scarborough. Scarborough is one that actually has been mentoring Justice Haynes quite a bit. So he's got some Najee Harris. He's also got some Bo Scarborough. Jam Miller, I go back to, he's got a lot of Josh Jacobs. Jam Miller's got that pinball ability, that contact balance, does not go down with one guy, can stay up and get yards after contact. But where Kenyon Drake comes in, he's got the hands out the back for the catch the football. And he's got speed. He's got more speed than people give Jam Miller credit for. So I like that comp in terms of Kenyon Drake. When I look at a Richard Young, there's a lot there. There's a little Mark Ingram there. There's a little Josh Jacobs there. There's a little Damian Harris there. There's just a mixture of quite a few guys. When you look at Richard Young, there's some Derrick Henry there. I mean, he's got a mixture of about 4 or 5 backs. When you look at Richard Young, from the subtle quickness to the burst in and out the hole to when he hits the edge, there's a lot to like about Richard Young.